Hello, everyone. Um, I am here to make this video. Um, basically, because I have been really contemplating sharing some of the dreams and visions that I've had in about a 3 to 4 year time span. I would say 3 years because it's 2015 now, and the first dream that I received like this that was so vivid was back in 2012. I'm hoping that you can hear me because I'm in my basement and it's kind of noisy down here because my air conditioner is running. But I wanted to share my dream, and the reason why I wanted to share my dreams is because it's like God is bringing the dreams back to me in a way. Um, I don't know if it's because of the time we're in or what, but like a lot of the feelings that I had when I woke up out the dream, I'm starting to feel them again. Um, like the first dream I had, I remember I had just had my seventh child, and um, it was just weird. Like I fell asleep. I remember I was breastfeeding him, and I was laying down, and I fell asleep, and it was like this very vivid dream. And in the dream, it was like fire, like not literally. How can I say it? Like fire, almost like maybe would you want to say like comets or something? I don't know, but it was just dropping down from the sky. So I woke up, and I was like, "Whoa, that was kind of weird. Um, where'd that dream come from?" You know, it was just like it's kind of weird. So at that time, I would say I was just um, wake coming awake. I would say if you want to say coming out of religion and just concentrating on my personal relationship with God, and also in some way, shape, or form, trying to get my house in order, if you want to put it that way. So um, after that, um, the next dream I had was very, very vivid and very scary. I was with a lady that I know, and it was weird that she was in the dream because, like, I never really hung out with her or anything like that, or we only went to church, the same church, but we don't really like talk like that. It was just weird. And in the dream, we were walking like up to this high building, and as we were walking up into this high building, um, it was like water was coming in, and we weren't in a rush or anything, but we were walking up to this high building to this window. It was kind of like we was trying to walk to get to a safe place, but we was already on the top floor of this building. And as we're walking up, there's a big window, and through the window I could see that we were high. And me being born and raised in New York City, I realized that's where we were. When I looked outside of the window in my dream, I realized we were in New York City. So as we are walking towards this window, the water is rushing in. It's like a slow tide of water coming in the building that we're in, and it's all these dead bodies in the water, floating in the water. And as we walked up to the window, we saw this wave coming into the city, taking over the city. And somehow, after that wave hit, we made it back down to land. And it was just all these bodies in the water, people that have perished, that drowned in the water. And this dream had me so shook up when I woke up because it was so vivid, it was so real. I just felt like I was in it, and it was just like, whoa, like, like oh my god. And at that time, I began to search on YouTube because I was watching a lot of YouTube. I'm not a TV watcher like that, so I began to search on YouTube um, for other people that were having these type dreams. And I watched a little bit of them, but I realized, like, okay, God, I'm not bugging. There's other people having these dreams too. At that time in my life, I was very distracted. I had a lot going on, plus with a new baby, so I didn't keep up with it. I just checked on YouTube and I kept it moving. Well, maybe about, oh, excuse me, maybe about, mm, I would say a year and a half, 2 years ago, um, I had another dream. I'm trying to think of like 4 dreams I had, but oh yeah, I had another dream. The next dream was about. I'm telling you, like these dreams, they really bothering me. Like I don't know, they just seem too real. Anyway, the next dream, um, I was in my area where I live in Delaware now, and I had my children in the car. I was going to pick someone up from school or something like that, coming from somewhere, and I had a couple of kids in my truck. And as I'm driving, I know I only had a certain amount of kids with me, and then there was some kids at home with my husband. And as I'm driving, I see all these black ops, like these black helicopters coming in. I looked up to the sky, and the moon turned red. And I was rushing home to my husband. He was sleeping in the dream, and I remember rushing home to him, telling him, wake up, it's happening, it's happening." And just seemed too real. The last dream I had, I can't remember if this one came before the one with the helicopters or not, but either way, the last dream I had was it was a flood taking place, like a tsunami had hit already the East Coast, and my mom was in a dream, kids was in a dream, and everybody was like trying to rush into these houses to try and get away from the water as the water was coming in. And I remember feeling a panic because I was looking for my children. Oh God, the most scariest feeling. I was looking for my children, and as this flood was coming in, then we were somewhere, and it was like a townhouse, like, and the water was coming in. But I remember my husband was saying we'll be safe up higher there. When the water receded, it was like destruction was just dark, gloomy, and doomy. But we were still looking for a safe haven. But I know in the dream, it just seemed like it was impending doom. Like we just knew that something bad was going to happen, and we were just looking for a safe place to just be there until our time would come to perish. And it was just, it was just, I don't know what these dreams mean. I don't know what is going to happen. I don't know what is going to take place, but I know that something is going to take place. I do know that warning comes before destruction. And, as much as we like to do business as usual, yes, we know we have responsibilities and different things like that. I'm just saying, for those of you that do have these dreams, do have these visions, none of us are perfect, but it's all our responsibility to warn our family and to warn our friends um, of what is taking place, or you know what is getting ready to take place. It's very nerve-wracking. I know God doesn't give us these dreams to scare us, but sometimes a lot of us need to be shaken up a bit to realize that things are going to be shaken up a bit. This is not to cause fear mongering or anything like that. I could care less. I personally would have liked to just keep it to myself, maybe. Um, but I realize that that's not the will of God when He puts it on your heart to open up about it. I've been doing a lot of searches on YouTube, and there's a lot going on that everybody needs to educate themselves on. It's put out there. You need to go and search about the CERN, CERN. That will be up and running, I guess, sometime in September. Read Revelation 18, especially my New Yorkers and the people in the cities that's close to the city. Mystery Babylon, America, but New York City is very significant. I don't know, that's my city. That's where I was born and raised, and I do know there's a lot that goes on, so much that goes on there, as with many other cities, but more so there. It's like a melting pot. And when people say a melting pot, they think a lot of time of different races, but it's like a melting pot for the enemy. It's like saturated with just demonic powers. And I know because, as I said, nobody's perfect, but that's the city where I grew up, where I was born and raised, and I go back and forth time to time. I have plenty of family and great friends there, but I know that the place is wicked. I know that the city is wicked. I know that there's a lot that goes on there, and I know God is not pleased. Um, I don't know what else to say. I just wanted to share my dreams. I just wanted to let you guys know. Pay attention. We do know the Pope is coming in September to meet up with Obama. I guess he's going to be in Philly. I'm not sure. We know there's a lot going on in September. Um, we know that Yom Kippur, the Feast of Trumpets, just a lot of stuff going on that, we need to pay attention to. So I would say, just stay prayed up. Um, just keep looking up. Just trust God. Just know that, you know, um, we just got to be aware, you know. Pray for your families, educate your families, make your families aware. Um, all we can do is let everybody know we love them. But, life as we know it is soon going to be changed. And, our only concern is because we don't have no control over what is going to take place. But our only concern should be where we will spend eternity. And no matter whether you're taken up in the rapture or you're here for the tribulation or however or whatever, whichever way it goes, we'll know when we see. Um, it's our responsibility to have that personal relationship with God and share His love for all of us. Because a lot of people think you have to be perfect before you come to Christ, and that's not the case. We are imperfect people serving a perfect God. He knows everything about us. There's nothing that is hidden that will not be seen. So, he'll address these issues. He'll deal with us spirit wise. Um, and he'll help us get where we need to be in him if we just trust him. We can't make certain things happen. Only God can do that. But we can be faithful to him and spend time with him when we can. It's that the enemy has us all so busy, and it's really all about choices. I find myself busy a lot, and I'm not in my word like I'm supposed to be. But I do know the warnings, and I heed the warnings, and I just ask God to give me strength to continue on, um, because the devil is busy, and he doesn't want us to um, be aware or make others aware of what's going on, because his thing is that he knows he'll never have a chance at the kingdom. He'll never have the chance again to experience heaven. He knows what it's like, and he's jealous and envious that we have the opportunity to get there. So, with that being said, I'll continue to pray for all of us because we all need it. You, and we all of us need prayer. Nobody is perfect. We're perfect. We're faced with day to day life, the rat race, and everything else to get us distracted from what's really going on. And there is some evil that is taking place in this world, in this country, and in the cities. And what is coming is just going to be so devastating. And all that you look at people trying to earn money, buy houses, have fancy cars, and be flashy, and when that's all said and done, what do you have? All you have is a soul that is either going to spend eternity in hell and in heaven. And I'm saying this, and I know that I have to work at staying on that straight and narrow path, which is hard for a lot of us. We love Christ, and sometimes there's so many things that cause us to get us off track. So I am praying that God will confirm this word in some kind of way to you, and that you will receive it in the way He wants you to receive it. And I just pray that everyone stays blessed and keep looking up. Have a blessed day.